tout en essayant de rester dans les 6 minutes qu'à ouvrir le parcours. Voici l'Anglais Billy Green. Aïe, malheureusement, échec, 5 points de pénalité. Le pilote qui aura le moins de pénalité à la fin de ce tour sera bien sûr le vainqueur de cette première manche. Zone S3 maintenant, regardez. Allez, vous pouvez applaudir bien sûr, n'hésitez pas. Et il faut aller sur cette caisse là-haut, s'arrêter. Aïe, carter moteur, c'est un point de pénalité. Et regardez, le pilote va devoir sauter. Parfait, tout va bien pour l'instant. Et là, maintenant, il va falloir l'encourager, car la marche est très compliquée. Pénalité, carter moteur posé. Billy Green pour l'instant s'en sort plutôt bien. La sortie n'est pas loin, ça ne devrait pas poser de problème à ces pilotes de... Aïe, 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 aïe. Attention, échec pour Billy Green. Il a tapé le carter moteur, il a posé un pied. 4 points de pénalité, c'est un échec. C'est 5 points. Allez, on encourage Billy Green. Zone sous-bémol. Cette zone composée d'éléments de béton. Vous allez voir dès l'entrée une marche de plus de 1,80 m de haut et ça passera pas pour Billy Green. Il était en haut, Billy, il était en haut. Allez, il faut l'encourager, Billy Green, un petit peu désarçonné. Il vous entend. Attention. Nous rentrons dans cette toute nouvelle zone. On n'en voit pas souvent des gros pneus comme ça, Michelin, des gros pneus qui donnent une bonne adhérence, mais qui ont tendance à être un petit peu souples quand le pilote roule dessus. Regardez. Pas mal. Allez, allez. Et là, que va faire Billy Green? Va-t-il décider de décaler directement sur le gros pneu de génie civil là-bas? Parfait. Allez, allez, il faut y aller avec lui. Il faut y aller avec lui. Il va, regardez, à un moment donné, il va disparaître dans la benne, Billy Green. Allez, la sortie qui est pas très compliquée normalement, regardez. On se positionne, on va se mettre sur la roue arrière, sur la tranche, et c'est fait, parfait, 0. Attention maintenant, la zone de la scierie du centre, ces paquets de solives enchevêtrés les uns sur les autres. Regardez. Allez, il faut peut-être l'aider. Échec malheureusement pour Billy Green. 5 points de pénalité. Attention, maintenant nous rentrons dans une des zones, d'après les pilotes, la plus délicate et la plus difficile du parcours, la zone d'Affy. Regardez. Attention au chrono, 1 minute 52, il lui reste à Billy Green. Pas mal, Billy Green qui est arrivé là-haut sur le carter moteur. Et regardez maintenant, il va falloir aller mettre la roue, enfin la moto sur les 2 roues pour pouvoir prendre de l'élan. Allez, il faut l'aider à Billy Green, il faut l'aider, il faut l'aider. Attention le chrono quand même, il ne faut pas trop perdre de temps. Billy Green toujours au carter et qui attend que des applaudissements pour avancer, pour avoir un peu d'énergie. Allez, Billy Green qui décide de poser un pied. 2 points de pénalité toujours pour Billy Green. Billy Green qui va devoir jeter la moto. Attention, attention la descente pour Billy Green, le freinage est très compliqué. 3 points de pénalité pour Billy Green. Il ne doit plus poser de pied maintenant. Et le chrono, il nous reste 30 secondes. Il va falloir l'aider pour qu'il reste dans le timing. Billy Green. Allez, il faut y aller avec lui. Monsieur Billy Green. Ah, malheureusement, un échec pour Billy Green qui va devoir sortir la moto. Allez, je vous demande de l'applaudir. Voilà. Billy. Voilà. Monsieur Billy Green, s'il vous plaît, applaudissements. Et regardez comme le pilote est épuisé. Il faut savoir, baisse la musique s'il vous plaît. Regardez, le pilote est vraiment essoufflé au départ. Maintenant, Matteo Grattarola. Allez Matteo, il faut y aller. Parfait, Matteo Grattarola qui s'en sort plutôt bien. Attention, la sortie, vous allez voir, elle n'est pas aussi simple que ça. Les billes de bois qui glissent un petit peu. Parfait! Zone numéro 2. Allez. Avec quelques applaudissements, Matteo est capable d'arrêter la moto là-haut. Oh là là, ça va être compliqué pour Matteo. Matteo qui se reprend, c'est bien. Vous avez bien compris le geste du pilote. Allez! Ouais, c'est magnifique, un point de pénalité pour Matteo Grattarola. Allez, on le suit jusqu'au bout, Matteo Grattarola, pour qu'il sorte de cette zone. Matteo Grattarola concentré, Matteo Grattarola qui vous attend. Deux points de pénalité pour l'instant, Matteo Grattarola qui s'en sort plutôt bien. Matteo Grattarola, la descente, il a vu que Billy Green. Ouais, parfait, 2 points. Zone numéro 3, la zone Sauvemont, ce bloc de béton. 1 point. 1 point de pénalité, mais c'est bien joué de la part de Matteo Grattarola. Matteo Grattarola qui continue sur la zone. Regardez, il faut maintenant aller sur le bloc blanc. Voilà. Wow, super. Parfaitement bien fait de la part du pilote qui a su décaler l'arrière de la moto. Attention, la sortie. Regardez où le pilote va devoir passer. Après avoir passé cette crête, après avoir passé ce pet de sucre, il faut aller se poser sur ce bloc blanc très étroit. Regardez, il y a très peu. On regarde. E07. Il ne faut pas traîner car il reste encore 3 zones à parcourir. 1 minute par zone et nous sommes dans la zone Michelin. Parfait. Parfait pour l'instant, Matteo Grattarola qui devrait sortir cette zone sans trop de difficultés. Matteo Grattarola qui veut, pour ce retour au championnat du monde de X-Trial, faire le maximum. Matteo Grattarola, la sortie. Oh, oh, oh. Attention, zone numéro 4 déjà. 5, pardon, zone numéro 5, la zone de la série du centre. Oh, oh. Et c'est là que ça se complique un petit peu, car le pilote doit monter sur ce paquet de bois. Et il la met la moto parfaitement bien. Regardez maintenant la descente. La descente, elle n'est pas simple du tout. Matteo Grattarola a le choix de descendre cet escalier roue avant en premier et de s'arrêter sur la dernière marche. Va-t-il y arriver? Oh oui. Et c'est échec malheureusement pour Matteo Grattarola. 5 points de pénalité.
Oh, first failure of the run from Matteo Grattarola, possibly cursed the commentator there. Leaves him with 1 minute 20 for the remaining section. Now Grattarola's got to keep a cool head. First step of section 6, nicely done. The smoke bellowing out of the back of his beta as he marches on through. Grattarola in his 28th X-Trial appearance. I imagine that'll be given as the second mark for leaning there. He was up and then back down on the stump to position himself. Wants to give himself the angle to get the bike up. Right foot down now as well, so certainly 2 marks, possibly 3. And that'll be another. So any further drop marks here for Matteo Grattarola and it will be a failure. Just over 30 seconds.
Matteo Grattarola qui vous attend pour aller au bout de cette zone. Et c'est mort pour.
And that surely must be a fiasco. It is in section 6. And what a shame for Grattarola, started so superbly with cleans in sections 1 and 4. 3 drop marks in sections 2 and 3, but he's finished with back-to-back 5-mark scores and a 13-mark tally. Section 5 got away from him, slipped out of the course boundaries, and then section 6, that opening step cost him a couple and then another for footing, and it just rather accumulated for Grattarola. So it's green 25, Grattarola on 13. Next up, Hugo Dufresne, the home wildcard, youngest rider in tonight's field. Tonight is his 22nd birthday. France's star of the future. Appeared in their Trial of Nations team for the last 3 years now. Finished second in the National French Championship this season, ahead of Benoit Bincas, 6 years his senior. This the 5th X-Trial appearance for Hugo Dufresne. Section 1 nicely done. Narrow exit gate there in that opening section, but Dufresne squirrels his way through successfully to the finish. Section 2 next. Grattarola needed 2 marks to make it through this one. That's the target, 13-mark score. Grattarola, an experienced campaigner, so if Dufresne gets anywhere near that, he'll have done a decent job.
Hugo qui va reculer un petit peu. Voilà, pour laisser un peu plus.
Up and running through these wooden crates. And it's a failure early in section number 2 for Dufresne. Remember, Grattarola finished on 13. Dufresne now on to 5 marks. 3 marks worse off than Grattarola at the same stage.
Dans la zone Sobemo, cette zone de bloc béton où Matteo Grattarola nous a fait un festival, 1 point de pénalité seulement.
Over now to section 3. Grattarola got through this with 1 mark to his name.
En perte de sucre au départ, Hugo.
First step.
1 point.
Completed successfully.
1
mark for leaning.
Commissaire, parfaitement bien vu, le carter moteur s'est posé. Parfait. Ça, c'est une zone. Vous pouvez bien sûr. Allez, Hugo qui doit replacer maintenant sa moto sur ce deuxième bloc. Parfait.
Couple of neat little bunny hops there from Dufresne. 4 minutes to go.
Allez.
Grattarola needed 1 mark in section 3.
Allez Hugo,
How about
on le voit
Hugo
sur la
Dufresne?
vidéo, il s'est mis à l'équilibre. Il n'attend qu'une chose. Oula, l'équilibre. Il faut repartir, rester sur la roue arrière, se poser pour ceux qui se trouvent face à ce bloc. Il fait 15 cm de large seulement. Regardez.
Time ticking. And Dufresne is through in section 3. Good work from the Frenchman there. Matching Matteo Grattarola in sections 1 and 3. Just a 3-mark difference through that section 2. And an opportunity for Dufresne in the final 2 sections of the run. Section 4 now. Cleaned by both riders thus far. Hugo Dufresne guaranteed to finish Q1 ahead of Billy Green, so at least 7th position. That's when he finished at X-Trial Chambéry last time out. He'll be disappointed with that, I think, because it was his debut with better and a little bit more pressure on his shoulders now as a factory rider. Dufresne on Saturday was beaten by debutant Lorenzo Gandola in Q1, finished last in Q2 behind Harry Hemingway as well, also riding a better. But Dufresne, who completed just 2 of the 9 sections he faced in Chambéry, has already completed 3 here this evening, as he puts in a clean in section number 4. Target certainly to beat Billy Green, the least experienced rider on show, but also to get as close to the leaders as possible. So we'll see what he can do in sections 5 and 6. These 2 failed by Matteo Grattarola. So this is Dufresne's first opportunity to make back some of that ground lost in section 2 with his first failure of the run. Dufresne. Good work there to avoid taking him up for leaning. This descent will out Grattarola.
Il y aura peut-être un changement de trajectoire, mais pour l'instant,
Dufresne wants to take it side on by the looks of it. It's a narrow ledge to land on, and he's flipped back, but there's only 1 mark for leaning. Actually, that's not proven a bad strategy by Hugo Dufresne. An approach to section 5 that has a dividend. He's got to be careful on the clock here. Just over a minute to go. Still section 6 to start, let alone finish. He's made it further than Matteo Grattarola in section 5. That's a good ride from Dufresne. And still the best part of that minute, you know. Thanks for section 6. Grattarola's failure in section 5 looks like it could prove costly. Dufresne will at least score the same as Grattarola. He'll take the provisional lead if he gets through this section. 1 mark for leaning on the opening step. Left foot down as well, as you can see. 2 marks. Only just over 20 seconds to go now. Dufresne took a while to embark on this section. He's got to kick on and throw caution to the wind now. Just over 10 seconds to go. Another for leaning. It's going to be a failure here, isn't it? In section 6. Cracks and sounds, but I think he was out on observation anyway. So Dufresne finishes with a failure, but a highly creditable ride. He will drop behind Matteo Grattarola, but only on countback because of Grattarola's inferior starting position. 13 apiece. And for Max Grattarola, former Trial 2 world champion, former podium finisher in 2 X-Trial events back in 2022. I think Dufresne will be much more satisfied with that than he will be with his ride in Chambéry last week. Green 25, Frez 13 and Grattarola 13. Well, next up will be the home hero, Benoit Bincaz. 3 times French champion, 4 times world number 4. Still chasing that elusive first individual FIM medal. But really was on the ascendancy through 2024, finished it with back-to-back podiums. And he's remained in contention at the start of this campaign. He was 4th at X-Trial Madrid and only 1 mark from the grand final in Chambéry last weekend. Benoit Bincaz, France's best hope, an X-Trial specialist and very strong on time sections as well. And that should certainly serve him well over 2025 with the new competition format, particularly that second opportunity, the last chance in Q2. Bincaz used it to good effect in Madrid. Section 1 successfully completed and easily clean.
La zone S3 maintenant.
On now to section 2.
Allez, Benoit Bincaz qui va tenter le tour pour le tour.
2 marks for Matteo Grattarola in this one. The other 2 riders have failed.
Sur les 2 roues, il avait sauté directement au regard.
Bincaz will know that he's got a real fight with the podium contenders. We've seen how close it has been in Q1 in each of the opening 2 rounds of this season. Just 6 sections to determine 3 qualifiers for the grand final. It's a high pressure situation now for the contenders. So far so good in section 2. Made swift work of section 1, which is going to bank time for the rest of the course. Cheers erupt here at the Zénith d'Auvergne as Benoit Bincaz kicks on through. Another decent step successfully completed. Perfect start to the run for Benoit Bincaz. Back-to-back cleans. 2 marks better than Grattarola at the same stage. The Italian needed 1 mark for this section 3. Bincaz too will need a mark on the opening step. Let's see what he does through the remainder of these modules. A couple of technical turns to negotiate here. Bincaz gliding his way through thus far, just 1 mark on his account.
Regardez Benoît, le bilan de cette Charcot de 300 cm3.
Olivier in position. Potential to drop a mark here for leaning if he's not very careful. Wants to go for it on the back wheel, takes the risk, and it bears fruit. Bincaz with some good balance. A couple of moments from the end of the section there was a bit of a wobbler, but just 1 mark from 3 sections. Half of the course still to go, half of the time as well. Just under 3 minutes as he embarks on section 4. Cleaned by all 3 riders thus far. Benoit Bincaz, the first of the World Championships Big 5 to tackle the course tonight. Currently sits 6 points behind Adam Raga in the World Championship, 3 back from Gabriel Marseille. Bincaz, who has been just 1 mark from the cut in Q1 at both rounds so far. So it really is a matter of small margins for him to find to make some progress. And really, before he ran out of time to complete the course in Chambéry, he'd outridden Gabriel Marseille, notably one of only 3 riders to complete the challenging section 3, Benoit Bincaz, last week. So again, mixing it with the podium contenders. Based on the rostrum, certainly a realistic target tonight. Brilliant performance thus far in this Q1. 2 marks his progressive score.
Benoît doit vraiment faire le maximum ici. Allez, Benoît qui qui vous attend.
Section 5, got to keep up his momentum now. I think he's already taken one. Taking Hugo Dufresne's approach to make his descent, but needs the left foot to leap across. Single mark score then in section 5. Just over 1 minute remains. Section 6 next up.
La zone rouge. Et il montera pas, Benoît,
And it's an early ball for Benoît Bincaz, opening step. So the course certainly toughens up towards the end, but Bincaz takes a 5-mark advantage over Matteo Grattarola. 4 marks gained in section 5. The other gained in section 2. A couple of dabs midway around the course, and then that failure in the last section may come back to haunt Bincaz. Looks like it's going to be a low-scoring Q1 among the leaders. Crowd appreciate what they saw though there from Bincaz, particularly section 2. That was an excellent ride to clean that one. Best of anyone through section 5 as well. Next up, Gabriel Marseille, last year's world number 3, already 17 points back from the series leaders, Jaime Busto and Tony Bowe in the championship. So to claim a medal shinier than bronze, he's going to need to start beating those championship leaders tonight. 1 mark from Jaime Busto in the final of X-Trial Clermont Fd on Saturday, where it was all settled in the very last section. Ultimately 3rd place there for the 15th podium of his career. Good for Marseille though to resume his rivalry with Jaime Busto that saw the pair 1st and 2nd. Oh, Marseille is down in the opening section. What a disaster. 3 riders cleaned that one. Grattarola, Dufresne, Bincaz. And up against Bincaz now. Marseille only has 3 marks to play with.
Il se concentre, regardez. Moto qui fait un bruit différent des autres motos. Cette moto est une moto 4 temps, alors que les autres motos qu'on a vu passer
Gabriel Marseille then.
sont des motos de 2 temps.
Section number 2. Needing a near perfect run from here on in. Will that have been a mark for leaning for Marseille, I wonder?
Alors Gabriel Marseille est capable de faire des choses incroyables. Il avait
technical trunks catching him out in section 1. If you get the line right, we saw with Benoît Bincaz just how quickly he completed that one. But we also saw Billy Green fall out of the side of the section, and that's what's happened to Gabriel Marseille in the opener. A lot of work to do now. Up he goes.
Parfait. Parfait pour Gabriel Marseille qui prend du temps. Il sait qu'il a
Better in section 2 then. We'll wait on the score. Confirmation, as I said, it's 1 mark given to Gabriel Marseille.
Tout le monde a posé le carter dès l'entrée de cette zone. Il est
Section
le
3.
spécialiste normalement des marches franches. Regarde. Voilà. Sans carter, il est monté sans toucher le carter. Gabriel Marseille et son suiveur.
Six marks from 2 sections for Marseille.
Wow, facile. Facile le virage pour Gabriel Marseille.
Bincaz, remember, finished on 8th, the provisional leader. This section 3 has claimed 1 mark from all of its victims. 5-mark score for Billy Green. Marseille needs to grab a clean here. But has he already touched the engine base plate there, or did he just get close as he hooks the front wheel over the edge? Through to finish section 3. And it's a clean. 6 marks from 3 sections. Section 4 up next.
Que Hugo Dufresne a 13 points aussi. Cela veut dire que actuellement, il faut sortir ces deux zones avec moins de 6 points pour espérer.
Important clean that for Marseille, just to gain back some ground on Benoît Bincaz. Bincaz, who was on 1 mark at this stage, dropped another in this section. There is still a chance for Marseille to beat Bincaz if he gets things right in section 6. 2 minutes to go. Made light work of that section 4. Still 6 to his name.
Gabriel Marcelli au départ de la zone de la Syrie du centre à nouveau. On a vu que ça passe.
Section 5.
1 minute 40, il faut qu'il accélère, car sinon ça va pas le faire.
Caused the most attrition thus far for our riders. Grattarola and Green failing both. Nice work clean there for Gabriel Marseille. Now this descent cost Bincaz a mark. Dufresne 2.
Marcelli, que va-t-il faire? Ou la descente, lui, la prend de face. Attention au freinage.
Oh. Marseille tries to leap 2 steps all at once and the right foot goes down. 1 minute. Gabriel Marseille chasing a clean here. 1 mark would also do it to put him ahead of Benoît Bincaz. Less than 1 minute. Big step to start us off. He can afford a mark to get to the top, but no more than that. All because of that failure in section 1. Marseille is up with a mark. And that's okay.
Gabriel Marcelli. Kevin.
Needs to be perfect from here though. Less than 30 seconds. Marseille leaving himself up against it right from the start. 15 seconds. Now or never for Gabriel Marseille. Right foot down. And I think the klaxon is going to time out Gabriel Marseille in this section 6. There it is. Failure in section 6 for Gabriel Marseille, who will finish on 12. 1 mark ahead of Grattarola and Dufresne. And that's surely not going to be enough for him to progress direct to today's grand final. So it looks like another Q2 appearance for Gabriel Marseille. We saw him vulnerable and eliminated in Q2 in Madrid. He looked devastated, and quite right too. Section 1, cleaned by Bincaz, Dufresne and Grattarola, failed by Gabriel Marseille.
C'est Matteo Grattarola qui reste là. Au départ, je voulais présenter, c'est le chouchou du public. Il est venu à Clermont-Ferrand il y a très longtemps de ça. À la Maison des Sports, en 2006.
Adam Raga hoping to capitalise then on those drop marks for Gabriel Marseille, the 42-year-old veteran. In the twilight of his career, was last a World Championship medalist in 2022. He sits third in the 2025 World Championship. One of only 3 riders who's made both of the grand finals so far. Marseille missing out in Madrid. Bincaz failed to progress in Chambéry. Raga, who first appeared in Clermont-Ferrand as far back as 1999, then aged just 17, 2 years before his World Championship debut. This is 25th and final X-Trial season. Clean start in section 1. Target really is Benoît Bincaz at this stage on an 8-mark score. If Raga can beat that, that puts him through to the grand final for the 3rd consecutive round.
de manier sa moto très
And as I
précisément.
say, with Gabriel Marseille, his closest rival behind, he'll certainly take out points over one of Marseille and Bincaz if he manages to make it through to this grand final, you'd anticipate. Busto and Beau certainly the favourites from Q1. 5 minutes to go. In section 2, Adam Raga. Is up with 1 mark for leaning, so he won't match the clean set by Benoit Bincaz in this section. He's going to have to make up grounds with better precision later on around the course. Good work to the end of section 2 though. Over to section 3. Cleaned by Marseille, 1 mark needed by Bincaz. Bincaz was clean from the opening 2, remember, so Raga putting himself slightly up against it. Low scoring course for the lead runners, that's for sure. Adam Raga too needs a mark for the opening step. You can see Jordi Sanchez's digit there, showing the score for Adam Raga. Pretty swift, actually, you'd say, in Q1 at the moment, Raga. Knows he needs to keep some time on his side for section 6, but he may be able to get the job done by then. Bincaz dropping marks between sections 3 and 5, remember.
Adam qui, en haut de cette buse, il va aller poser son avant. Regardez comme il regarde loin devant.
3.5 minutes. Raga will take one for leaning. That's a safety lean, you'd say, just to pivot himself and then slide forwards. Through to the end of section 3. Conservative maybe in his approach there, didn't want to throw the bike and risk taking a 5. That really would have been detrimental. But he is on 3 now. Bincaz was on 3 after section 5, so Raga needs a couple of cleans in the next 2. Nobody yet has been clean in section 5. Otherwise, he's going to have to get through section 6 to beat Benoit Bincaz.
Cette zone, pour l'instant, vous allez voir qu'au deuxième tour, elle va être beaucoup plus compliquée. La sortie, c'est fait pour Adam
Easy
Raga.
for Raga in section 4.
Il a du temps, Adam.
Wasting no time there, that's for sure. 2.5 minutes, 2 sections. Raga's going to give us a grandstand finale, he'll try to here. Needs to get through these last 2 in order to beat Benoit Bincaz, confirm his place in the grand final. Adam Raga. 2 minutes to go. Section 5. Well, he's up, but how about this descent? It's caught everyone out, this.
Adam est-il capable d'arrêter sa moto? Son expérience peut le lui permettre. Regardez.
Raga trying a different approach here, edging the bike forward on the stump, and that works very nicely. He'll take a mark for leaning because of it. He's got 1.5 minutes to go. 4 marks to his name. So permutations are straightforward. Section 6. If he makes it through, he beats Benoit Bincaz and confirms his place in the final. If he fails, drops a mark behind Bincaz, and the Frenchman is the first rider to confirm his place in the final. 1 minute. Raga is up and into the section. First drop mark for leaning.
Parfait.
This is where his alacrity earlier on in the course gives him an opportunity, but Raga's fallen out of section 6. Benoit Bincaz is the first rider through to today's grand final. And Adam Raga is waiting now for further errors from Jaime Busto or Tony Beau. Otherwise, it's going to be Q2 for Adam Raga for the first time this season. Benoit Bincaz leads on 8. He's all smiles. He knows he is through to the final. Adam Raga slots in ahead of Gabriel Marseille by 3 marks. All gained back in section 1, but a couple of errant dabs for Raga. The second mark in section 3, and 1 mark in section 2, where Benoit Bincaz was clean, making the difference between the 2 riders. Jaime Busto needs to better 9 marks in order to qualify straight through to the grand final then. The 27-year-old from the Basque Country in Spain, 5 times an X-Trial Busto, the reigning world number 2, currently joint championship leader along with Tony Beau. A win and a 2nd place apiece for those 2. Busto, who took X-Trial Madrid after 3 errors there in the grand final from Tony Beau, then finished 2nd at X-Trial Chambéry. Easy clean in section 1. Important advantage that over the likes of Gabriel Marseille, but Adam Raga was also clean in section 1, so it's around the rest of the course that Busto's got to make the difference. Section 2 cleaned by Benoit Bincaz, 1 mark for Marseille and Raga. 1 mark for Busto too, I think. Or did he manage to stay on the back tyre there? It was certainly up and down for a moment. Busto through to the end of section 2. I think that was given as 1 mark. We'll wait for confirmation. Was indeed. So, same score as Adam Raga at the same stage, but Raga needed 2 marks in this section 3. 1 mark for Busto early on. Raga's 2nd was pivoting across the top of the main crest, the highest point in this section 3. Will Busto be able to do it on the back wheel? Is he willing to take the risk? If he falls, of course, he'll really leave himself up against it compared to Raga. Would be fascinating to have a Busto-Marseille duel in Q2, and pivotal for the championship as well, potentially. Certainly that battle for the silver medal between the 2 of them. Jaime Busto still targeting gold. Makes it through without needing a 2nd mark. Early advantage then over Adam Raga. Can he now bring it home to confirm his place in the final? 2 marks to his name. Section 4 next up. Raga was clean through here. In fact, everyone other than Benoit Bincaz clean through here. This is probably the most straightforward of the run. Jaime Busto, who finished Q1 down in 5th place at X-Trial Chambéry. He has just taken a mark early in section 4, so that's bad news for Busto. Puts him on the same score as Adam Raga at the same stage. So, if Busto scores the same as Raga in these final 2 sections, a 1 and a 5, it'll be Raga who moves through at his expense. Busto needs a clean here in section 5. It's going to be tight. Busto is up. I think that was good. Just about avoids a mark for leaning there. Now the descent. Could do with a clean. In fact, a clean would confirm his place in the grand final. Busto takes his time over it, and he gets it right. And that's enough for Jaime Busto to book his place in today's grand final with a right to spare. Clean in section 5. Regardless of what happens then here, he will be in the final. And this remaining section will just help determine his seeding position to Super Pole. Oh, beautiful on the first step. Busto's riding really well tonight. Shame for him about that dab in section 4. But other than that, it's been a brilliant run.
Allez, on y va, on continue avec lui, on tape des mains, on fait du bruit parce qu'il en est capable, Jaime Busto, de nous sortir cette zone d'affi.
Busto has plenty of time on his side. He was so fast through section 1, for example. 1.5 minutes. One mark there.
Jaime Busto qui veut vous faire une sortie comme il en a le secret. Si vous êtes avec lui, regardez bien.
Busto set to become the first rider to successfully complete section 6, and with a minute to spare. Was he in the exit gate there? Looks like it. Everyone's smart. 4 mark finishing total then. Gabriel Marseille moves off. He will definitely be going again in Q2. Jaime Busto and Benoit Bincaz, the first 2 riders to book their places in today's grand final. Busto on 4, Bincaz on 8. Adam Raga, the other rider, watching on. He sits on 9. It's between him and Tony Bowe for direct transfer to the final. Bowe, who marked his 100th appearance with the Repsol Honda trial team on Saturday, took an 84th win for the manufacturer. Quite incredible strike rate for Bowe. That's what's made him the greatest of all time. 18 world titles. Tony Bowe visited Clermont-Ferrand for an X-Trial demonstration at the headquarters of Michelin in November of 2019. Now he's looking to add this city to his roll of honour. Already a winner in 12 different cities in France after that latest victory at X-Trial Chambéry. Into section 1 for Tony Bowe. 9 marks, the score he's got to beat to eliminate Adam Raga. Straightforward start for Bowe. A little bit of showboating at the end of that one as well. Course gets gradually more difficult. Nicely balanced, this Q1 course, I would say. Big finish with that challenging section 6. Pretty tough on the riders in terms of time. But a couple of faster sections as well in there.
Eh bien, il suffit de taper des mains, il suffit de faire du bruit, il suffit de l'encourager. Allez-y, allez-y, Clermont! Je vous l'avais dit!
5 minutes to go. Tony Bowe, superb in section 2. Wouldn't it be great if we get a duel of the heavyweights between him and Jaime Busto tonight? Busto was certainly riding well enough in his Q1 run. Now over to Tony Bowe. Back-to-back cleans to start. We've seen every section cleaned other than section 6 at least once. And after Jaime Busto, we've seen every section completed. 4.5 minutes. Tony Bowe making Clermont-Ferrand his playground thus far.
Si vous avez envie encore d'un 0 pour Monsieur Tony Bowe, qui regarde là-bas loin devant pour vous faire plaisir, voici la sortie.
Taking his time here, Bowe, because he wants to do it on the back wheel and avoid taking him up for leaning. Super ride from Bowe. Best of anyone through the opening 3 sections. Halfway through the course with 4 minutes still to go. Just got to avoid any failures, Tony Bowe. 4 marks was the finishing score for Jaime Busto. That's the target for Bowe, who wants to beat his main championship rival at every opportunity he gets. But first of all, he's got to make sure he beats that 9-mark score of Adam Raga's. Easy enough in section 4. Tony Bowe still clean.
3 minutes 15 pour faire 2 zones, c'est carrément incroyable.
Just needs to complete 1 of these remaining 2 then. That will be enough to send Adam Raga to Q2. And for Tony Bowe to guarantee his space in the grand final. Can't see him failing section 5. This should be the one for Tony Bowe. 1 mark for leaning. First drop mark of the run. Won't be a clean run then for Tony Beau.
Parfait. Voilà, c'est fait. La sortie, c'est pour gagner
Safety the order of the day in that one.
Dans la dernière zone. Alors,
That looks like a planned approach. Credit to Jaime Busto for his clean there. The riskier strategy of just launching himself down those steps. Section 6.
Allez, tenez-vous, regardez son
2 marks to beat Busto. 3 marks to force the tie. Tony Beau is already through to the grand final. Adam Raga relegated to 4th position. Now it's about the battle for top seeding spots. Determining the starting order or Super Bowl, of course. 2 minutes.
Va-t-il nous faire le premier 0 dans cette zone? Tony Beau meurt d'envie, il veut vous faire plaisir, alors on regarde.
Tony Beau awkwardly down! It's a failure in section 6 and Jaime Busto takes Q1. Beau safely through to the final, but it's not the big finish that he and his rivals probably were anticipating. Busto wins Q1 and he did look superb. Tony Beau even better with cleans in sections 2, 3 and 4 where Busto had taken a dab in each. But I said earlier on in the run, a single failure and that would be it for Beau with such a low scoring effort from Busto. And the man is human. Tony Beau fails section 6, still does enough to move through to your grand final. There are your first 3 confirmed finalists then. 1 more will join them from the last chance qualifier. That will be coming up after the break. But the confirmed results of Q1, 8th for Billy Green on 25 marks. Hugo Dufresne and Matteo Grattarola tied on 13 marks apiece. Grattarola gets it on countback. Gabriel Feggi and Adam Raga of the Big 5 will be the 2 that go again in Q2. Bruno Vincaz, Tony Beau and Jaime Busto, your Q1 winner, marching on direct to the grand final.
Et qui, vous allez voir, avec son vélo, est capable de faire des choses incroyables. Allez Noah, quelle zone en premier? La zone Michelin et la zone des scieries du centre. Regardez, les vélos l'ont fait, les motos l'ont fait tout à l'heure. C'est au tour de Noah. Musique, JM son, s'il vous plaît. On y va.